Welcome to A&M Reviews. I'm Skyber, and I'm here with my buddy Sal. What's up, Sal?
Not much.
So, we're doing Throwback Thursday, and today we are going to be talking about All About My Mother, which is about young Esteban wants to become a writer and also to discover the identity of his father, carefully concealed by his mother, Manuela. So, keep in mind we will be spoiling this movie, so watch out for that.
You've been warned.
Alright, so, what did you think about this movie, Sal?
I enjoyed it. I liked it.
Yeah, so did I.
He's unique. I want to say
He
that.
is a unique director. That's like the most appropriate word for him.
Yeah, but in the sense that you will appreciate his movies if you understand that he's unique. If you go to see it like a regular movie, you're gonna kind of be a little questioning stuff. But if you just go with an open mind and understand that he's gonna have his own way of driving the movie, then it's a good thing.
And like these movies are like character based. That's what it is.
Yes.
Like you get involved with these characters along with the movie. But like there's such like intimate and small stories too.
Yeah.
You know? Like like this movie was just about like a woman going back to like her hometown pretty much and meeting old friends. Like that's essentially the whole movie.
Yes.
But it's just so goddamn good.
Yes, and in between that, there's these little side stories or side chapters they take, and each chapter has its own character and develops its own characters, and you kind of get invested in them. You really grow to like these characters and understand them, and that's the thing that I liked about it. The characters get developed really well. I mean, it takes its time because at the beginning you just see them and like, okay, is this person, is this other person, but then slowly it's like a snowball. It starts developing more and more and more until you basically are involved with them, and you kind of see them as like, okay, I want to see them succeed, I want them to come through this and stuff. It's a nice movie. I liked it. The pace is not rushed, it doesn't lag.
Yeah, like it definitely takes its time, but like it's important that
Yes.
it takes its time too.
The thing with the director, Pedro Almodovar, he touches upon a lot of topics in his movies. I mean, it's not just a one-topic movie. Like in this movie, there's I can see why he touched upon these topics, because in his country, these topics are taboo. Transgender, sex worker, prostitution, AIDS, drug, family acceptance, memory loss like Alzheimer's or dementia, and even unplanned pregnancies. These are all the topics that come into this movie. So it's like an onion. The more you watch it, you're peeling away at the onion, and then you see all these topics arise. And in America, we're used to hearing about drug use. We're watching it on TV. We see it on the street. We see it in the newspaper. We see unplanned pregnancies most of the time. We hear it on the news, and we see it in like communities. But where a lot of Hispanic people come from, you have them, but you don't talk about them. It's like you see it at home, but you never talk about it. You don't touch that topic. And in his movies, he's pointing it and putting it like on a pedestal, so he's like, look, people, it's here. Sometimes it's shameful, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good, but it's here. So he presents it to you. The character at the beginning, she has a kid, and the he wants to be a writer and stuff like that. Then Esteban gets hit by a car. Then she says, oh, I'm going to go look for his father. You think it's a simple movie, but then as she goes, it just keeps developing. And then for people who might watch it from a sense of point of view that are not comfortable with the topic, it gets them uneasy. But at the same time, as the story progresses, they're interested in the characters, It develops really good in a sense that it's not rushed, it's not lagged, it's just the right way of doing it, and you get in touch with these people, you care for them.
However, I want to point out with the ending.
Yes.
And I feel like this is the problem. Well, I feel like this is a problem with a lot of this guy's movies.
Yes.
With the endings, they just end. Like the movie just ends out of nowhere. And I just feel like there's never like good closure, but that's also like what I have a problem with Hitchcock movies too. Like,
yes.
When you watch Rear Window, like the movie's just over. Or when you watch North by Northwest, the movie's just over out of nowhere.
And then also, I think we brought this up when I was talking to you. His movies, you can see it as if he's presenting it as a play.
As a play? Yeah. Yeah, like I feel like with a few of his movies, like they definitely feel more like plays than they do movies.
And then with this movie especially, it's revolved around a play.
Exactly.
So that's kind of interesting. And the play, which basically have never seen this play, But I remember it from The Simpsons when Marge plays Stella and Flanders plays her husband on stage. When I started seeing it, I was noticing, I'm like, these characters, before they go to the play, these characters are acting like they're on stage. At the beginning, even the setting, how they're portraying it, it seems like it's a theater stage. In the alleyway when they're waiting, it's just really simple. I can tell, like, okay, this is done like a sound stage or something, but they're pointing it so we can see it. And then later when the story progresses, they go into the city and then you don't see that anymore. And I was like kind of intrigued because of that. And that was one of my points, that I was like, okay, at the beginning it's a little slow, but it does seem like it's a theater stage. And that gave me that vibe. I'm watching a play. And also the camera at the beginning, I know the reason why he did it, because he's playing homage to another movie for the crash, the car scene. But the camera seemed a little like out of frame to me and not correctly. But then she left on the train and then she went into like this other world. So it's an open world that we saw, and then she does her, searching for some person or something. So that's the vibe that I got. Somehow I wanted to ask you this.
Yeah.
When she went on the train, did you get the sense that when she's going through the train and you see the tunnel, the point of view of the tunnel? For me, I thought I heard a heartbeat along every time she was going through the tunnel.
I'm not sure. I didn't catch that.
Okay, because I was thinking, is that me or something? Because even when she, at the end of the movie, when she's returning back and she's carrying the baby, I thought I heard the heartbeat again. So it could be just me, but I don't know if that's because at the beginning of the movie, they had to do something with the heart transplant and stuff like that. So could be. I'm not really sure. It could just be my mind trying to make links between things. But yeah, okay, that was my thing. I just wanted to see what people thought. But yeah, this movie was it has a great cast of Spanish actors. This is like a little trivia for people. Marisa Paredes, who plays Uma Roja, who's the actress on stage in the play. She also comes out in the movie Devil's Backbone, who was directed by Guillermo del Toro. So that's where I remember her from. Penelope Cruz, she plays Rosa, who's recently we saw her in Murder on the Orient Express, and she was a missionary on the film, and in this film she plays a nun.
Oh yeah, she does.
So just referencing that. And also at the beginning of the film, the boy references a few writers who are famous gay writers.
Yeah, I got that.
Yes, and this is what the director does a lot. They know him as the feminist director. He basically has said that he loves working with women because they show more range of emotions as actors, and because they've been through a lot, and not just physically but emotionally. And he's basically that kind of guy who we really appreciate him actually putting a lot of women in his movies, put them up there, because if they can't do it by themselves, he as a man, he wants to shine the light on them. Well, let's move on. One of the lines that I really enjoyed in the movie was almost at the end, where the actress Uma, you see her on stage playing a character and she's washing something, and then she talks about her children's blood on the ground and how it flows for a minute but cost the mother years to create. And this brought it around for me for the character Manuela. She's the mother who lost Esteban, her son, at the beginning, who got hit with the car. I want to believe that she did what Uma did. She ran to the side of her kid, held him in the arms. I want to think that she actually did what the character said, that she was licking her hands of the blood of her son. And I want to think that she wanted to say that, like, mothers don't see their kids as a foreign creature. They see them as an extension of themselves, and that they have a bond forever, with their kids. So I want to believe that was intentionally put there, because Uma was on stage. I don't know how I want to say it, but I want to say that it's like we're getting a deeper view into Manuela's character through an actress on stage portraying her.
Oh, I didn't look at it like that, but yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I want to say it's a film about a theater play that's reversing the role on theater portraying the film. It kind of gives it this like little different layer, like a mirror bouncing off a mirror thing. So to me it was kind of interesting, and I really love that line. I mean, I would imagine that mothers would agree with it, saying, agreeing with the character, what she was saying about the kid. He's like, he's my blood, so why would I find it disgusting? So yeah, I mean, this movie, I liked it, I enjoyed it. I give it a 7.5 to 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I give it the same rating.
Yeah. And then on top of that, I think I kind of understood a little more of it because I went from the Spanish, because I understand Spanish, so I didn't need the English subtitles to understand the film. But then sometimes I noticed that it was not translated correctly. But that's always done with films. There's always a few things lost in translation with it. Especially in the beginning, they pointed out.
Yeah, was rewatching like a bit of Princess Mononoke recently,
Yes.
and like I've seen Princess Mononoke enough times where we were watching it in Japanese with the English subtitles, and I've never
Yes.
seen Princess Mononoke like that.
Uh huh.
And I was noticing like some of the English subtitles like weren't the same as the English dialogue. I was like, oh, that's weird.
And that they do that a lot because I mean, especially with animated films, they need to sync up the lips. So in Japanese, one sentence can take a few seconds to say, and then translating into English, it takes you longer to translate it.
Mm.
So when the actor is dubbing it, he's like, I can't say this in like 7 seconds. I need at least more like 12 seconds. So they're like, okay, well, let's switch it with this line. It might not make sense, but it still, makes the story progress. So
Right.
in that sense, there's always another thing. That's why there's a guy whose title is ADR, and he's the director to direct the American actors and the words they say, adapting it to the film. So it's like a person who says, this is the Japanese meaning, but we can't say that in English because it's too long. So I'm going to fill in the gaps to match up the lip.
Yep,
So
gotta get some ADR in there, some
yeah,
additional dialogue recording.
and I think like Skybird, I'm pretty sure you got most of the stuff from it. It's not really anything that it got really badly translated, but I
Hmm.
like the point that he does at the beginning where they're watching All About Eve, and the kid points out, he's like, "Oh, that's not the actual translation. That's not what it means if you translate it, from English." And the mother's like, "Well, I still like it that way."
Yeah.
So it's kind of telling you like, "Hey, it's not going to be the same. So take it or leave it." But overall, I think the points are there. The movie was great for me. I enjoyed it. Anything you want to add?
I mean, I think the ending was. I mean, yeah, the ending was just kind of just thrown together. But yeah, no, yeah, I think we got it. So yeah, so
I think that most of his movies are the same way. They don't end.
yeah,
It's like a journey, like you said. It's a journey, and he's not about to tell you like this journey ended.
yeah, and I think that's also like just because like a lot of these movies are of like real life situations, and real life just doesn't end. Just like
Exactly.
it just keeps
Yes.
going. So like you can see it from that viewpoint, but I mean, still, it just feels unsatisfying for me. So that wraps up our review of All About My Mother. God, I cannot wait to stop saying that. um, and check us out next time when we review Air Force One. Oh my God, Sal, I have never seen this movie. I know I suck,
Yes.
people, but still, I'm stoked to watch this. All right, so social media is in the description, and hit us up if you have any questions.
And remember, keep watching movies.